It's a major milestone in the fight against COVID-19.
3, 2, 1, vaccinate!
First coronavirus vaccinations now being distributed across the country from coast to coast. Frontline workers, doctors, nurses, and other healthcare professionals who have been fighting the spread of the virus for nearly a year, rolling up their sleeves and getting their shots.
I am the first person to take the vaccine, so woohoo!
Considered the most ambitious vaccination campaign in our nation's history, FedEx and UPS delivering those first doses of the Pfizer medication across all 50 states. And later this week, another vaccine is expected to hit the ground running. The FDA holding a hearing with Moderna on Thursday before possibly giving the company emergency use authorization for its deployment. And life-saving vaccine efforts bringing hope to the country desperately trying to slow the spread of the pandemic. But the reality is sobering. More than 300,000 American lives have been lost from COVID-19. The grim new numbers come with a new CDC projection, as many as 362,000 deaths by January 2nd.
That's the worst public health catastrophe in 102 years since the 1918 pandemic.
The fatality rate is still spiraling out of control. 17,000 in the past 7 days. That's 101 Americans an hour. Friday, the deadliest day of the pandemic, 3,309 lives lost.
Those are the things that, as a physician, a scientist, and a public health official, are very painful to have to deal with, that we have such an extraordinary burden of disease and death in this country.
What beats deep in the hearts of the American people is this: democracy, the right to be heard, to have your vote counted, to choose leaders of this nation, to govern ourselves.
President-elect Joe Biden blasting President Trump for trying to overturn the election results.
The court sent a clear signal to President Trump that they would be no part of an unprecedented assault on our democracy.
The Electoral College formalizing Biden's win Monday, giving him 306 electoral votes.
The integrity of our elections remains intact. And now it's time to turn the page, as we've done throughout our history, to unite, to heal.
Fears of a violent response from Trump's supporters forced Arizona's Electoral College to meet in a secret location, and Washington's Secretary of State reported online threats made against election officials. President Trump and many of his allies are still refusing to accept that he lost.
The only date in the Constitution is January 20th. So we have more than enough time to right the wrong.
Some Republicans in Congress have also not acknowledged Biden's victory. One congressman says he's leaving the party because of that denial.
And this election simply confirms for me that it's all about power first. And that, frankly, is disgusting and demoralizing.
Other senior Republicans, however, are starting to face the facts.
At some point, you have to face the music. And I think that once the Electoral College settles the issue today, that it's time for everybody to move on.